Well, everyone around me started singing at once, and I was not part of that.
A sudden burst of song turns an otherwise cloudy day around. We'll show you who's behind this Kelly Engineering flash mob.
And the music keeps going with a look behind the scenes of the OSU marching band practice. Our own Brenda Ivy has the story.
Finally, Beaver News reporter Alexander Buck gives us a look at the largest Veterans Day parade in the West. We'll have all that and more on tonight's episode of the Beaver News. Good evening and welcome to your Tuesday night edition of the Beaver News. I'm Kaitlyn Yarnell.
And I'm Hayden Wilcox. We're glad you could join us tonight. Well, our top story of the day definitely has to be the surprise that students received in Kelly Engineering Hall this afternoon. It turns out the OSU Glee Choir had planned to set out to light up the mood with some music. Let's have a look.
So today at Kelly Engineering Center, we just flash mobbed with Party in the USA. Yeah, so OSU Glee Choir is both a student organization and a class. It's Tuesdays and Thursdays from 2 to 3:20. We're offered every term, so if any students are interested, they can register. And we're open to any experience. Before I joined Glee Choir, had never sung before at all in a choir, and I very much enjoy it. We've been preparing for the last couple weeks. It's week 8 now, and we've been learning Party in the USA for the last 4 or 5 weeks. But we have about 5 songs that we learn every term, and so we take our time with it. We even have choreography for some of our songs. So, well, I'll let you in on a little secret. Kelly and the MU are probably our 2 hot spots for flash mobbing. We've done some dining centers before, but sometimes they're a little too busy, but Kelly and the MU Steps, either inside or out, are our 2 best locations for flash mobbing.
Well, everyone around me started singing at once, and I was not part of that. I thought it was great. I've seen lots of flash mobs before, never actually been in the middle of a flash mob as it was happening. It was kind of fun and also kind of strange. It was not during passing periods, so there's not too much traffic going through here. And everyone comes to study and have a good time while trying to do so. So a little bit of music's always appreciated.
I thought it was fun. I enjoy stuff like that, kind of random things that happen in your day to kind of make it more than normal. So I don't know, it was fun. I enjoyed it. I knew a few people in the Glee Choir, so it was fun to see them sing and perform.
We'll be flash mobbing over the next couple weeks leading up to our final performance, the OSU Sing Off, which is on Saturday, December 1st at the First United Methodist Church. We have a Facebook page for the event, so feel free to check that out.
The OSU Glee Choir is a class, but is welcome for all to participate. According to them, all you need to join is a courageous attitude and a willingness to sing in public. Boy, that's one thing to sing in public. Gosh, I could do live TV, but singing in public with all that pressure and all those eyes, forget about it.
I couldn't have said it any better myself, Hayden. It takes a lot of courage to perform in front of an audience. And speaking of performing, the OSU Hip Hop Student Association, also known as HHSA, is looking for more students and community members to join their new club. The Hip Hop Student Association started last year, and you might have seen them in their previous performance at the homecoming football game halftime show. The HHSA has also made appearances at several other venues such as the MU Quad and several Dixon Rec Night parties. If you want to groove to hip-hop and perform, you can reach them on their Hip Hop Student Association Facebook page.
Is this your first year making Thanksgiving dinner? Do you feel as though you need a little help with planning and cooking? The OSU Extension Service Holiday Food Service Hotline will answer all of your questions, from how to thaw a turkey to how to make that stuffing your grandma always makes. This extension has been going on for the past 20 years and will start tomorrow from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. and will last until Thanksgiving Day.
To celebrate America Recycles Day, OSU wants to help recycle your hard-to-recycle items. On Thursday, the 15th, from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m., the event will take place in the south end of the MU Brick Mall near the MU Bookstore. Volunteers will be present to help with anything that needs recycling. If you have larger items to haul via vehicle, park in the MU parking lot and volunteers will help you unload.
Tomorrow, the Leadership Fair will take place at the Joyce Powell Leadership Center from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. You can get advice and learn about opportunities in certain fields such as the OSU Leadership Minor, the Adelant Leadership Program, and many more. This event is held by the Center for Leadership Development.
After having weeks of beautiful fall weather, we are steadily approaching winter's gray skies, cold temperatures, and sparse daylight. Studies at OSU have shown that changes in the seasons like this can seriously affect the way we sleep, our weight, and our mood. These symptoms are commonly known as seasonal affective disorder, or SAD. SAD is a serious disorder which affects our moods, lifestyle, and can even inhibit people from participating in daily activities. To avoid feeling the effects of SAD, David Kerr, assistant professor of psychology here at Oregon State, has written an article about 5 ways to beat the winter blues. The first, be sure to stay active. Take advantage of the beautiful rec center we have here on campus. Secondly, get plenty of sleep. Third, say yes to socializing. It's easier to say no when you're feeling down, so be sure to go out and have fun. Fourth, surround yourself with friends. And finally, watch what you drink. Alcohol is a depressant, so it's not a great antidote for depression.
And don't forget about the SAD vitamin D lamps that are available in Snell Hall and the library.
That's right. These lamps are another great way to beat the blues and will help you get your body that much-needed vitamin D. These lamps can be found at CAPS and are available for rent in the library.
This week is Poverty Awareness Week, also known as PAW. PAW is a community service event that donates to local organizations such as College Hill High School, Heartland Humane Society, Jackson Street Youth Shelter, and Community Outreach. PAW will be accepting donations throughout the week.
To celebrate Veterans Day, the university is hosting Veterans Week, a time to support those who have defended our freedom. OSU is hosting a variety of events taking place throughout the week. Veterans Week started last Friday and will continue into the final event that will take place at this upcoming football game taking place this Saturday at Reser Stadium. Key themes for this week's events will be centered on honor, education, and collaboration.
Kaitlyn, did you know that Albany has the biggest Veterans Day parade in the West, in fact, west of the Mississippi?
Actually, Hayden, I didn't.
Well, we sent Alexander Buck, our reporter for the Beaver News, out to the field to get an inside look at what the parade looks like. Alex?
Each year, the community of Albany gathers with others from all over our region and beyond to honor those who have defended our nation in the armed services. Soldiers and sailors from Afghanistan to as far back as World War II participated in the event.
So you are the event coordinator here. What is your name?
Al Severson.
How long have you been doing the event?
This parade, I've been involved with it for 40-some years of my life. I've been in all phases of it, from the aligning the parade, judging the parade, announcing the parade, all phases of this parade I've been involved in. We figure this year there will be between 30 and 40,000 people lining the streets here in Albany, Oregon. This is the largest Veterans Day parade west of the Mississippi. It's been happening for 61 years. Start for us today. That game. 92 years young.
What is your name?
My name is Julie Eddings.
What branch of the military are you?
I'm in the United States Air Force, Air National Guard in Portland. I am a Command Chief Master Sergeant E9.
What do you think of today's turnout?
I thought it was great. I had the first opportunity to actually be in the viewing stands to watch all of the veterans that support our efforts and some of our active duty units out there marching.
Even though it was cold and the F-16 flyover was obscured by clouds, the warmth and gratitude of those attending for the veterans gave everyone a cause for celebration. This is Alexander Buck for the Beaver News.
Thanks, Alex. Well, Kaitlyn, we're coming up to winter term, which means basketball season, right?
That's right, Hayden, and the team is looking pretty strong this year. One player in particular. Sunday, as the men's basketball team matched up against New Mexico State, one player proved himself to be an unstoppable force on the hardwood. Ahmad Stark scored 33 of the team's 71 points, and prior to the game, Stark's previous career high was 24 points. Stark and the rest of the team are preparing themselves this week as their non-conference schedule gets a little tougher. Upon their travels this week to Madison Square Garden to take part in the 2K Sports Classic, the Beavers will be playing teams like Alabama and number 7 Kansas over the following weeks. But Stark and the Beavers have high hopes for the season.
Well, since we're congratulating the players, let's talk about the band that keeps us jazzed during the game. These hard-working men and women that keep our spirits high during the game in the wind, rain, or shine. This weekend, the Beaver News reporter Brenda Ivy dropped by one of the marching band's rehearsals to see these pros in action.
7 hours a week. That's how much time the OSU marching band dedicates week after week to perfecting their craft, with drill charts, symbols, and assigned numbers to keep everyone in their place. From an outsider's point of view, it seems inevitable that students will crash into each other. But these guys don't. They are pros, some having years of experience, some new to marching band. All show up knowing how to play an instrument and all work together to learn to play OSU style. With about 14 hours of practice for each new routine, the band tries to bring something new to each and every performance. These students are dedicated. Again and again, they go over the movements, in step and in tune, all the while knowing they will do it again at next practice. End result, fantastic formation, excitement from the crowd, and a chance to do it all again at the next game.
After Saturday's game, it was clear that the mood was less than joyful. Heads were hung and even tears were shed as the team congratulated the Stanford Cardinals and shuffled into the locker room. Despite a second season loss, the Beavers can still end the season on a good note. Although the Beavers are no longer eligible for the Rose Bowl, they can still make it to the Alamo Bowl or the Holiday Bowl if the Beavers go 3-0 or even 2-1 in the next 3 weeks' games. Here, they would play a ranked team for a chance at a 10-win season, something that has only been achieved twice in the history of the program. If the Beavers finish 10-3 or 11-2, the team could easily claim their place ranked in the top 10 in the nation.
Junior quarterback Cody Vaz limped off the field after being sacked in the fourth quarter of Saturday's game against Stanford. It appears that the Beavers have found themselves to be in yet another predicament regarding which of the two quarterbacks, Mannion and Vaz, will be starting in Saturday's game against the Cal State Golden Bears. After having his left ankle iced and tape on Saturday, Vaz sat out during yesterday's practice, allowing Mannion to practice with the team. Coach Mike Riley has yet to make a decision about the starter, and he said that his decision will most likely be announced come Wednesday or Thursday.
Well, before we close the show for the evening, why don't we give them our weather report for the weekend? Hayden?
That sounds great. I don't need to tell you that we had cloudy skies today, sending some people to the vitamin D sad lamps in the library or caps that we were talking about. On Wednesday, these clouds might break up a little bit, but it looks as though this 50-degree weather is going to stay with us for a while. On Thursday, we're expecting a partly cloudy skies and a high of 55 degrees for the low of 43.
On Friday, we're going to see a let-up in the rain and a predicted 0% chance of precipitation. We'll also get a high of 57 degrees that day. On Saturday, our game against Cal State is going to be very wet, with a high of 48 degrees and a 70% chance of rain. I don't envy those without a rain jacket. Sunday, we'll close out with a low chance of rain, though.
Well, that's all the time we have for you tonight. I'm Hayden Wilcox.
And I'm Kaitlyn Yarnell. We're glad you could join us, and have a good night.